Once upon a time, in a beautiful village called HAMELIN, air was fresh, houses were surrounded by mountains, and there was a river in which villagers fish and swam. People lived happily in the beautiful village of HAMELIN, until one day, something strange happened. When the villagers woke up, they noticed there were rats everywhere. Frightened, they locked the doors of their barns to prevent the rats from eating the wheat. But it didn't help. Minutes after, the town had been invaded by thousands of rats.
Have you seen what happened?
The situation was out of control, and nobody knew what to do.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm scared too. Oh, I haven't seen him. Yeah.
In the afternoon, the major gathered the villagers at the main square and announced them that he would give a sack of gold to that brave person who would rid them of such a nightmare. The news spread quickly, and the next day, a skinny, big-eyed young man appeared, carrying only a sack on his shoulder and a flute in his right hand.
So I'm here to help you.
He claimed.
I'll get rid of the rats, and the city will go back to normality.
He added. Immediately, he turned around and started to play the flute. The melody was sweet and wonderful. The villagers looked at each other, without understanding what was happening. But they were astonished when the rats started to gather at the square.
What?
Thousands of them surrounded the musician, and in almost a magical way, they were captivated as soon as they heard the sound coming out of the flute. The Pied Piper kept playing the flute and began to walk to get away from the town. He was followed by a long queue of rats that seemed to be enchanted by the music. He went through the mountains, and the unpleasant animals went away forever. Everybody was glad. The problem had been solved. That night, children and adults dressed well and celebrated in the main square. There was good food, drinks, and dancing.
Yay! Yay! Oh, that's good.
A couple of days later, the Pied Piper returned to be rewarded.
I'm here to collect the sack of gold.
He said to the major.
I kept my word.
He added.
And now you must keep yours.
The major glared at him and burst into laughter.
Are you crazy? Do you think I'm going to give you a sack of gold just for playing the flute?
He said.
Get out of here right now and don't you dare to come back.
The Pied Piper felt betrayed and went for revenge. Without saying a word, he took his flute out of his pocket and started to play a much sweeter melody than the previous one. It was so soft and charming that all the children sat next to him and listened to it. Leaving the place, he continued playing. All the children followed him. They went through the mountains and arrived at a cave full of sweets. When the children's parents noticed they were gone, it was too late. They were too far away.
Where are they? Where are the children? No.
The major and the villagers understood what had happened.
He did it!
And went out to look for the Pied Piper, to ask for the children back. After searching for many hours, they found him sleeping under the shadow of a tree.
Hey, you! Wake up! Give us our children back! We love them, and we are very sad.
The major said, on behalf of the villagers. The Pied Piper angrily answered,
You've lied to me. You've promised to give a sack of gold to whoever rid the town of the rats, and I did. I deserve that reward,
But your greed has no limits. You've got what you deserve.
The Major, in tears, said,
I am so sorry, young man. I behaved as a fool. I've learned the lesson. Here, take double of what I had promised to give you. I hope this will help you understand that I am really sorry.
The Pied Piper was moved by the Major's words and realized he was truly asking for forgiveness.
All right, I'll accept your apologies and the reward. I hope that from now on, you'll always keep your promises.
He took the flute and began to play a beautiful tune. The cape was a few steps away. Dozens of safe and sound children came out of it laughing. The Pied Piper left smiling.